Hey, how's it going? This is Allan from MindVisionMedia.net, and today I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on the BlackStudio TinyMCE Widget plugin. It's a very popular plugin, and I have mentioned it a few times in my tutorials. It's a very powerful plugin, and if you go to your plugins section of your WordPress dashboard, where all of your plugins are installed, I'm speaking of the BlackStudio TinyMCE Widget plugin. Now, it adds a WYSIWYG widget-based aspect on the standard TinyMCE WordPress visual editor, which means you first of all have to install the TinyMCE Advanced Plugin. Okay, this is the basis for that type of plugin, and you need to install this one first. It enables advanced features and plugins in the TinyMCE visual editor in WordPress. So what this means is the TinyMCE Advanced widget or plugin will give you more tools to use in your post editor, post or pages. So for example, if I go to a page, any page, and what this does is it adds tools to this section right here. Okay, let me update this page real quick. Get rid of this autosave. Alright, there we go. It adds tools to this editing ribbon right here when you're inside of a page or post and making changes to it. A lot of folks have asked, why do you have so many tools? How did you get so many tools there and options? Okay, so once you install the TinyMCE Advanced plugin, then it's going to add some stuff, but then you add the BlackStudio TinyMCE plugin, and it adds even more, and it also gives you some other features. So the way you work with these, once they're both installed, what you can do is go to Settings, and you go to your TinyMCE Advanced option here under Settings, and that is going to bring up the TinyMCE button arrangement section. Okay, and here's where the confusion is. Well, at least part of the confusion. Now, it'll show you what you already have, and the way you use this plugin is you have to click and drag tools onto your tool ribbon. Okay, so for instance, I'm going to drag the horizontal line rule up there, and let's drag the search tool up there. You have to be kind of careful. You don't want to put too many tools in there, because that ribbon above your page or post editor can only accommodate so many buttons and tools. But this is how you do it. This is how you build up your tools for your post or page editor. So let's see. Let's drag the date, or not the date, but let's do the time. Okay. So I added some stuff by clicking, holding, and dragging them onto your active ribbon. Now you have to save those changes. Okay. And now when you go to your page or post editor, this is in either pages or post, and click on Edit. Now you can see I have the horizontal rule, the search, and the time. Okay. Now if you can't see any of these tools, here's where your issue is. in your page or post editor, there are two tabs here, visual and text, or it might say visual and HTML. If I click on that, guess what? All the tools are gone. Okay, so I get a lot of questions about this because in my video demos and tutorials, my tools are visible, and a lot of folks are writing me and asking me why they can't see their tools and where are they and what's wrong, and I reinstalled it, I uninstalled it, I tried this, I tried that. Well, you have to make sure you're in the visual editor, because these plugins add tools to your visual WYSIWYG editor, and WYSIWYG stands for what you see is what you get. So it's a drag and drop form of editing your page or post. So now they're visible and now they're not. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're on the correct tab here in order to see those tools that you just dragged into your ribbon, and now you have access to all of those. Okay, so the BlackStudio TinyMCE plugin works in conjunction with the TinyMCE Advanced Plugin. You install the TinyMCE Advanced Plugin first, and then you add to it the BlackStudio TinyMCE plugin, which doesn't necessarily give you another section in your dashboard for the BlackStudio TinyMCE widget. It just incorporates additional tools into the TinyMCE Advanced plugin. Okay, and primarily what it does is it gives you media, some really good, cool media stuff, and a few other tools to choose from. Alright, so I hope this kind of clears up some stuff, and some folks have been having trouble working with these two plugins, and it's, as I've explained in previous tutorials, it's a very powerful plugin, gives you many options, and once again, it's for pages or post, doesn't matter. You'll have access to the same tools in both, but again, if you're not in the correct tab, you won't see any of those tools. The text or HTML tab gives you access to the kind of the backside, you know, the coding. It shows your HTML code and your classes and stuff like that. It still shows your text and everything, but it also shows the HTML and source codes pretty much. So you don't want to edit in that tab unless you're doing some HTML or some coding and stuff like that, or you want to check that out or make some adjustments to the code. Otherwise, stick to your visual editor and everything is simplified right here. Alrighty, so the other feature that you get with the BlackStudio TinyMCE widget, just to kind of reiterate, I've mentioned this in previous tutorials, but in addition to adding a few more tools, you get the BlackStudio TinyMCE widget that you can drag into your standard sidebars and widgets that you have located in your widget area on the sidebar section. So if you've watched any of my other tutorials about the sidebars and widgets plugin, which allows you to create your own custom sidebars and widgets, you can now drag in your BlackStudio TinyMCE widget into any of these sidebars over here. Okay, and then what that does, the difference between that widget and the standard text widget is that if you, let's see if I can show you something here. A regular text widget, which is this one right here, the standard text widget that comes default with WordPress. It's an arbitrary text or HTML widget. Again, you can drag that in into your sidebars and widgets, and that's what I have for this example right here, the standard text widget. and you can paste code, HTML, scripts, or whatever in there. Use them for all types of stuff. But it doesn't give you any options up here. So if I close that, and then I open up a BlackStudio TinyMCE widget, notice how it has all the features that are available in your page or post editor. Okay, so that's where the real power of BlackStudio TinyMCE widget comes in, is in giving you access to all the tools right inside the widget itself. Okay, and no other widget offers you that. So this allows you to put images, media, video, all types of things, slideshows, you name it, inside your sidebars or widgets. Okay, so that's the big difference between a regular text widget and a BlackStudio TinyMCE widget. Alright, so I hope that clears up some stuff for you guys. I definitely want you to explore that plugin and be able to maximize it and use it to your advantage. It's a very powerful plugin. It's one of my favorites, but I've been getting a lot of questions on where is it, how do I use it, etc. So once again, I hope that clears it up. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at mindvisionmedia.net. I'd be glad to help you. Thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel, and don't forget to visit my site. I've got some other great stuff there for you guys. Alright, hope everything is well, and I'll talk to you on the next one.